All right, guys, we are ready to test our funnel, do all the final details. You must be exhausted but exhilarated for getting it done. So congratulations. What I want to do is go through this testing checklist just to make sure that you understand everything that you need to do on your funnel to make sure that it's working. So the first thing is we want to make sure our subscriber data is caught properly in submits. So you want to open up this page and make sure that when you put your name and your email in, that it appears in the contacts list once you opt in. If it does not appear in the contacts list, what it usually means is that the action button on your submit is not set correctly, that this button should be set to submit form. If you are pulling the subscriber data into a third party, you would want to go here and to integrations and set that up here so that it can go into, it doesn't matter, it could be an Actionix list, it could be ConvertKit, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, etc., etc. Okay. Did you receive the free gift in your inbox? So if you did not, that means that however you're choosing to deliver it, whether it's using the digital asset delivery in ClickFunnels, whether it's using a third-party integration where it has to do with what's happening over in another program, or if you used the automation tab like I showed you, you need to make sure that that's firing and that went off. And if you used this area and it didn't go off, that's usually a sign that something's wrong with your SMTP setup. And your SMTP is how you actually mail from here. If you're in a third party and it didn't fire, then that's usually an issue with your email autoresponder, assuming, of course, that the data was passed through. Okay? Where am I? Here we are. Test your purchase with Stripe test mode. So in order to do that, you want to go into the settings of the entire funnel and turn on test mode. Then you can use this credit card number and any future expiration date in CVC or CVV code, okay? I have not really shown you how to do any subscriptions in this training this week, mainly because I think most of you are selling something that's a one-time price. If you were to create a subscription, you need to actually set up the test subscription plan in Stripe and then test it here. Otherwise, you won't be able to do that. So I just wanted to make sure you understood that if you have any subscription plans on your order form or on your OTO form, you need to make sure that the test version is set up before you test in test mode. After that, you want to test a live purchase with your credit card. I know that in theory, it seems like you shouldn't have to, but at ClickFunnels HQ, we always do. We always run a credit card through just to make sure. We want to make sure that the fulfillment email, that's almost like the receipt email, comes into the inbox. And that will fire with every single product. So whatever product you have, in fact, I don't know if I have a product set up right now. In here we go. The fulfillment email is attached to the individual product right here, and this should fire and go into your inbox. But if it says anything you don't want it to say, or if for some reason it doesn't go to the members area, you have to set it up right here. Test page load speed and ensure small images. So really, that shouldn't be too big of a deal since most of these pages aren't enormous. Probably the longest page in this funnel is the sales page. Make sure when it loads that it doesn't take a long time for your images to load. If it does, it means that they're probably too big and they need to be shrunk down first. Next, get into the members area after purchasing. So as you go through the purchase sequence, you're going to get to the order confirmation page. This page we didn't actually talk about really styling. It's pretty easy. But this is where you're going to be able to access your purchase. It only works dynamically after you purchase. So if you hit this button now, it doesn't usually take you anywhere. But if you purchase, it should take you to the members area. If it doesn't, one of the things you can do is you can actually create on your order confirmation form. You can have a big button that says, click here to create your login. And if you want to do that, which I think I would like that typically, go here. Oops, you can create a new element like this, put a button. The button action that you want here will be go to website URL. Okay, and the website URL that you want, I'm going to just exit out of this, is this one right here. the secret sign up URL, because they need to create their account first. So use that URL as the button action, and that will take them directly to create their account so that there's no confusion. Now, once you go into the members area, if you went through in test mode and bought everything, you should see everything. If you only bought one or two things, you should only see those two things. So check to make sure that the restrict access is correct on the lesson section. Go through each page and make sure that the general settings are correct. That's just basically the SEO, the metadata, all that good stuff here, so that the page, when shared, will have the correct share information. Make sure all links are clickable. Anything that's supposed to be clickable, make sure it's clickable. Check the footers to make sure you have the refund policy in place, your privacy policy, and any disclaimers. Double check that the prices that you have on the order form are actually what you have in the setup. Okay. Is there a favicon? The favicon is up here. You see this little button up here? It's not a button, it's just like a little image. If you want that, what I recommend you do is upload a little image, a 32 by 32 image, upload it into your media library. So when you're in a page, it doesn't really matter what page it is. If you just, like for example, you go here and you click here, this is where you kind of upload images. If you right click on the image and hit copy image address, and you bust out here, and you go to the settings of the funnel, you can put the URL to the favicon right there, and it will then eventually show up. Sometimes it takes a little while. Is there a pop-up? Has it been customized? There are no pop-ups built on any of this, but if you were to add a pop-up because you felt like it, make sure that the pop-up is customized. You can show pop-up in any page right here. You can also edit the settings of when that pop-up appears right here. Of course, view pages on mobile. Make sure that they look okay. In fact, don't just use this. Actually go to your phone and double check. Make sure it looks okay. It goes without saying, check for grammar and spelling errors. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to set up the domain for the funnel. And this just basically means that every ClickFunnels user is given a subdomain. So it'll be like julie.clickfunnels.com. If you want to change that, we're going to go into the settings and we're going to set up the domain right here. Once the domain is set, if you want to specify what that particular page is, so for example, you can see here, it's kind of a gobbledygook path. So what you do is you go here and you change it. Let's say you want to say go. So it would be juliestoyan.com/go. Okay, right here. And then do the same thing for the sales page right here, and you can edit the path of each of these pages right at this level, right here in the publishing. So again, you go first here, you set up your domain, and then you set the path for each one. You can also, once you've done that, you can also do it here as well, but make sure you do it here first, then here. This is just basically the permalink path. If you were to have a split test, it allows you to, it'll automatically generate two different versions of the page. So that's why we do it over here at the step level, okay? If you don't have any domains in your account, you'll need to go to domains and set up your domain. You just click this button that says add new domain right here. You can register a new domain right in ClickFunnels, or you can just use an existing domain. Simply follow the prompts and you will be all set to go. All right, if you've done all of those things, I'm super, super excited for you. Congratulations. You should be in great shape. Make sure to read your funnel and not just check for grammar errors, but check to make sure that it all makes sense. Okay, I know you've been looking at it a long time. It can't hurt to have a friend also look through it and make sure everything is intact. If you've done all of this, then you are ready to go.